Alright, new tier list. Originally, I put out a poll on Discord saying, what does everyone want me to do? And it went to Combiner Wars, but I thought, let's box off War for Cybertron completely, and I'll do the War for Cybertron one. So basically, Netflix, bit of buzzworthy, bit of other shit. First of all, just a little bit of housekeeping and a little announcement just for everyone. So if you're more interested in the actual tier list and the content you've come here for, skip to the timecode on screen. Now, for everyone still here, I'm actually launching a second tier for Patreon. It's just going to be a £1 or $1 or whatever tier. I'm going to call it the swear jar. My only reason for wanting to introduce it is because I don't know how things are going to go forward with my vulgar language, but I don't want to censor it. I kind of enjoy having the freedom. Anyway, enough shilling. Let's get straight on with the War for Cybertron tier list. So, as I said, this covers Netflix, this covers a couple of the other exclusives, bit of buzzworthy, bit of everything. And it ranges from Siege, Earthrise, and Kingdom. So, got 37 here. I haven't included a couple. Most of this has come from TFWiki, so if you want to verify this list with that, you can do. It's all there. The only ones I didn't include were Siege, what am I talking about? The Centurion Drone and Tricranius, because they both appeared in Earthrise and Kingdom's tier lists. You'll see why I wanted to make that distinction when we get towards the end. So anyway, let's get straight into it. Origins Bumblebee. I like Origins Bumblebee, even though I'm currently in the process of getting rid of him at the time I've at the time I've uploaded this. He might already be gone. What the fuck am I trying to say? I'm currently trying to get rid of him. No, I'm currently in the process of getting rid of him. He might already be gone by the time I upload this. So, but I do rate him. I just don't really have the room or want for him, especially because they're now doing a full line of it. As it goes, I'll say A, and the only reason I'll say A is just because he comes with the Energon rods, but he can't do fuck all with them. He can't hold them, he can't holster them, he can't do anything. I think A is an acceptable tier. So, Decepticon Mirage. Decepticon Mirage is a really mid-mold. There's nothing really to say about it, but like, the only thing that gives it any sort of prominence for me is I headcanoned Decepticon Mirage to be called Spectre, because for some reason I thought Spectre was a cool sounding name. That's the only reason it has any fucking permanence with me. Hound. Didn't want. Okay, so I forgot to mention. So I've introduced another tier. So we've got didn't buy. In other words, I just didn't buy it. But there was a few of these that I didn't get and they disappeared. And I kind of thought, maybe I should have. And then there's ones that I just didn't want from the start. So there's different categories to I didn't get it. And I figure we'll go from there. So Hound I just didn't want. I got the Siege one. What would I want another Hound for, really? Bumblebee, Netflix B. Don't even fucking look at me like that. He's just the best Bumblebee figure. Like, Hasbro took a break on Bumblebee for like, what, 4 years? We went 4 years without getting a G1B, and they come back with the best one yet. I know people have their takes on the Cliffjumper mold, but I don't fucking care. He just slaps. He fucking slaps. And I know he's a very scarce and hard mold to get of, for good reason. He's fucking wonderful. Netflix Optimus, I didn't buy. So originally I didn't want him because I had the Earthrise one. But then the more I've seen of him as the years have gone on, I'm like, actually, I wish I got him. Better colour palette. Comes with the two Battle Masters, Target Masters, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And he just looks nicer. So I regret that one, but I didn't buy him. Soundwave. If I did this when I got it, I probably would have been that hyped up. I would have said, oh yeah, Soundwave's an S. But then I'd probably put Soundwave in an A. But then he's yellowed to shit, so I'm going to put him in B. He's a good mold, but I just feel like the novelty of him has slowly worn down over the last 2.5 years. I still recommend him. Like I said, he'd be an A if he didn't yellow. He's one of the worst cases of yellowing in modern history, because he's one of the, well, in modern Transformers history, sorry, not to make such a grand statement like that, but he was so highly sought after just to go fucking yellow, like, what? I just realised looking in the little lens that you can see Netflix B there, this, I've not been bribed, guys, I swear. This is the Kingdom Megatron, so I have it, it's my only version of that mold that is in the Shattered Glass one, and I'll go A. This is the best the mold was ever going to get, and that's primarily due to the detailing, and plus I like the little rubber matrix on the chain that he comes with that goes over his chest. It's not even on a chain, it's on like a fucking bandolier. That Megatron, he's alright. He's nothing great. He's one of the better Megatrons we've had. But the trouble is we've not had that many good Megatrons anyway. Whereas Optimus has just gotten progressively better. He doesn't do the trick as well. And this is the original. So I didn't buy him because I didn't want him. And then I did want him. And then I got this one. So I'll say I didn't want. This was the original one that came with Siege, that came with 2 Target Masters. Didn't want. This is the buzzworthy core class Bumblebee. So this was the first core class, I think, and it came with TFWiki. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's nice, but after getting my hands on that one and then that one, I just didn't need to, you know. I think this is Toy Black Arachnia. It wasn't so much that I wanted her, but it's more I wanted that set, and it never came out over here. If I got my hands on that set, I would have been happy to have had her, and I would have kept her, because she would have gone with my alternates display. So like, in Kingdom Skywarp and Legacy Buzzsaw and Legacy Sandstorm and shit like that, but she never came out over here. That Bumblebee, same rules apply to him. I mean, I've got Hubcap, and I've got the Netflix one, so this one really would have no purpose to me. Maybe I would have sold that one if I got this one, but who knows. All I know is I think this is going to be the basis if they ever do a Legacy animated Bee, which apparently has been rumoured. So we'll see how that one goes. Fangry, same rules. He would have gone great with my other Headmasters, but sadly it's not to be. Nemesis Primal. You know who you are and you know about our deal. Let's see if that's changed by the time this video comes out. Netflix Nemesis Prime. Oh boy. He would have been a B because I don't really like the Siege Optimus mold. I don't think it's the best version of War for Cybertron Optimus. But it's Nemesis Prime, and he comes with a trailer, and he's got a decent amount of accessories. Like, plus he's partially yellowed in the same way as Soundwave, but it's not as extreme. Overall, I rate that Nemesis, and I suggest anyone who can get their hands on it to get him, but I wouldn't go above and beyond for it. He's cool, but not that mold. Netflix Deep Cover is a C. Netflix Deep Cover is weird, because he was in Siege apparently, but I just use him as my War for Cybertron sideburn. If I ever animate anything, he'll be a generic and he'll die. Such is life, it's a bitch. Chromia, didn't want. Didn't want the original, didn't want this one. Impactor, didn't want. I find it incredibly strange that we've had, what, 4 redecos of that Impactor mold? And each one of them have been Impactor. Okay, cool. Give me Armada Demolisher out of it, please. Same with him. Same with him. Same with him. I'm going to say now I didn't get a lot of the Netflix figures just because they were just battle damaged repaints of what had come before. Like, back in the day you used to get fucking Revenge of the Fallen and the 07 movie, and they'd come out with a more battle damaged version of the character as an exclusive at retail. Hotlink. Man, I fucking love Hotlink. Hotlink's just so fucking good. Like, he'd be an A, but the bit that promotes him to S tier is just the fact that no one could get Skywarp apart from like 10 people. So everyone was just like, oh, hello, Hotlink. Guess what you're going to be doing today? That guy doesn't have that guy does not have a fucking personality or a character. Fuck all now. Poor guy. Poor fucking guy. Netflix Cheetor. I didn't really want it. It would have been nice to have, but like I got the original, and I'm like, it doesn't come with the weapon. It doesn't come with anything. It's just shinier paint, but less paint. Cool. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. Same with him. Cool paint. Not worth it. The Deeziest drone. You know what? He was going to be a B because I'm like, it's just a generic fucking Ironhide repaint, and it's like, okay, what purpose does this serve? But I kind of have to give it to him because he's basically, if you want Shattered Glass Siege Ironhide or Baver Siege Ironhide, I'm going to be a bit ruthless with the old Quintesson set. I didn't buy the Bailiff. I think that's the Bailiff. I'm probably going to get these names wrong, but let's just roll with it. So I didn't get him, the Alicon retool, but I did want him. He looked cool as fuck. The Quintesson didn't care about. Did not give a solitary fuck about. This guy would have been nice. I want to call him the Prosecutor, but I can't remember. He would have been nice, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. No, is it no? I'm going to say it's no. Netflix, no, I did not give a shit about. He's not Netflix and he's not no, but fuck it. Scrapface is like the best of the reflector repaints. He just looks the best. I love the battle damage. I love the blues and the reds and the rusted colours and the details. They look good. It's just a shame his name essentially amounts to shitface, but let's move on from that. As much as I love Cedar Chucky, I didn't want the sparkless drone or whatever it is. It looks like the barricade mold has been dipped in someone's asshole, and I'm not. I don't want that. Fuck off. Sparkless Seeker. He's an A. I will say when I got the Sparkless Seeker, I was like, this is gonna be my War for Cybertron or my generation Skyquake, and it's gonna be fucking great. And then lo and behold, they fucking, where is he? He fucking happened much better than I could have ever anticipated. By the time you watch this, I don't know if I've done a short on this guy or not, but he's just so fucking unnecessarily good. Like, fucking, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with Sparkless, if I'm gonna turn him into another character, or if I'm just gonna have him as a generic, or if I'm gonna sell him, or what. Elita, Netflix Elita. So I didn't buy it. I wasn't too fussed about getting it, but I did think maybe it'll be better to have one that's in a bit better scale than the Power of the Primes one. I just never seen it. I never saw Bumblebee, I never saw Elita. Bumblebee I had to get from in demand as import stock, and Elita I think Bumblebee was a Christmas gift. Skelevor. I know I'm pretty sure I said all the fossilizers are fairly mid. Like, I like the idea, I don't like the execution, but like the bit that gets me about Skelevor is A, he's all clear plastic, so I'm just waiting for him to fucking. But the bit that cracks me up with him was the 2-pack with him and Megatron. When that was first leaked, everyone was like, oh fuck, does this mean Megatron scans the T-Rex and turns into Beast Wars Megatron? if that was what had happened, he'd be an S, because that's just fucking, it's wacky as shit. And I remember I mentioned that on Discord last night, and I said that to a bunch of guys in the call, and they were like, oh, that'd be awful. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'd have loved it. Let's do some wacky, dumb shit. It's a new continuity, fuck it. Ultra Magnus didn't want, I'm not gonna get that one fucking topped. Probably the 86 Commander that's rumoured might do it, but like, yeah. Okay, Covert Agent Ravage. Okay, I've got a complicated history with him. It's not complicated, what the fuck am I talking about? So with Ravage, I wanted that set. That set is cool as fuck, but they fucked it by making him a Cheetor retool. If he was Tigatron, cool, I'd have been there. I'd have been the first in the fucking queue. But because he's Cheetor / Shadow Panther, speaking of which, Shadow Panther does the job anyway. What do I do? What do I do? Do I commit? No I fucking don't. Not for like 70 odd quid. Like what? He's the equal to A Hero Is Born. Do you see the stark contrast here? And he's the equal to the Quintesson Pit of Judgment. You see where I'm going with this? It's fuck it. Behold Galvatron. I'm pretty sure I said Galvatron's an A. No, I said Galvatron was a B. Well, this one's a fucking A. The little figures he comes with are a nice inclusion, but they're just not necessary. And I enjoy having him look like that. He looks good with the other two. I also like to imagine him being like a force projection of Galvatron, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but he's good. I like a lot of what he does. I don't regret buying him, and the mold itself is just great from the start. So, as you can see, we've covered Netflix, bit of buzzworthy, a couple of con exclusives, and now we get to talk about HasLab. HasLab Unicron. This is a tricky one, because he's not the best figure ever, but you can't compare him to anything. There's more he could have done, yes, but at the same time, there's less he was going to do. He wasn't going to have individually articulated fingers. I don't know what he was originally going to have, but it wasn't that. Yeah, he was going to have extra paint apps, that didn't happen. He was originally going to have a city mode, which I think would have made the figure worse, but they cut that. So I think I'm just going to put him here, and I'm not going to answer any questions. But yeah, that's my War for Cybertron trilogy tier list. Making this now for probably July, when I do the War for Cybertron retrospective. That's right. That's it. We're back. We're back to doing retrospectives. It's been what, 6 months, 8 months? I thought I'm gonna do this, get it boxed off, get that done. Probably then, because I got other shit I'm making before then. And yeah, that'll do it. That'll about do it for me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's a bit shorter, but nothing wrong with that. Cheers.